You're very welcome back. Well, a sixth try Ireland beating Australia to the hat-trick hero Troy Parrott. There's plenty of sport for us to get through this morning.
Joining us is former Irish Rugby International Fiona Hayes and sports podcaster Daniel Hussey. But first, we're going to chat. He's been everywhere, and we're delighted he got up early for us as well. It is the chairman of Troy Parrott Schoolboy Football Club, Belvedere FC. John Hayden, good morning, John. How are you doing?
I'm tremendous. Very happy, as you can imagine.
We're just saying you're going to be in line for every job on the telly soon because you've been on it more than anyone over the last 12 hours. How are you feeling after seeing what Troy's done over the past week?
Look, it's amazing. I'm like everybody else. We're just all so happy for the club, the people in the area. The whole of the country is delighted with what's happened. And we needed it. But one thing I would have to say is that people knew a little bit about the person that Troy is, it'd be extra special because he's just a special fella. Apart from a footballer, he's a great bloke. He keeps in touch. He's always available to the club. Vincent Butler was there, founding member in 1971. He's 83 years of age. Troy brings him over to Amsterdam to meet up with him and brings him for dinner, looks after him. He's just an all-round top bloke. He should be very, very proud of himself as a person. And the footballer's the cherry on the top. It's brilliant.
Absolutely. Listen, and you must, can you describe the scenes? Where did you watch it last night? What were you like? What was the scenes like with your friends and family, I'm sure, all around you?
Yeah, there was a few around in my house to watch it. I like watching the football at home because I like to listen to the commentary and what's going on. And then I met up with the lads from the club afterwards. It was crazy. I nearly put me back out jumping off the sofa when the third goal went. It's just unbelievable. But see that determination to get to that ball that he showed. That's Troy all of his life. From 8 years of age, that's how he played. He was getting there. He'd never, ever have to want. Everything's full on him, you know. And he's a credit to his mum, to his family, to everybody.
And I think this is what's interesting because we had Niall Quinn here last year and he was like, I think the FAI do so much that they don't get credit for in relation to the players that are coming through. And we see so many players now that are playing at home in Ireland that have come through that haven't left Ireland and gone to the UK to play their football. So what's that sense that they're imbued with? Because we said that he was so emotional afterwards saying how much he loves playing for Ireland.
Yeah, he does love playing for Ireland. It's important to him. It should be as well. You should be proud of where you're from. And you seen him getting emotional last night about where he's from. And I know what Troy is talking about there. Troy's a North Inner City kid. There's a lot of challenges living in where Troy is from. And to come out the other side, which the kids from the areas like the North Inner City and other areas like that should take inspiration from that because they do have a chance. They have the opportunities that everybody has. And Troy's proven that. And he's a credit to his area. He's a credit to Dublin. He's a credit to Ireland. But most of all, he's a credit to himself. And we're proud to call him ours because he's just a great bloke. I like, everybody knows the footballer, but to know the person is just another thing altogether. He's a great fella.
John, it hasn't been easy for the last couple of years for the Irish football team. There's been pretty dark days there, but the last 4 days have reminded the country exactly how special an Irish team winning is. What will this mean for the club and football in Ireland? Well,
for the club, it's like we baked the cake and Troy's put the cherry on it in the last week, to be honest with you. We're 54 years going and we've been playing out at Fairview Park. We have only secured full planning permission. We've got a 99-year lease on the site that we're going to hopefully build our own facility in the next couple of years. Playing in Fairview Park and clubs playing like us in Fairview Park, it's very difficult with the weather challenges for soccer. Like this weekend gone, the whole DDSL was called off. So for the club, Troy giving us the exposure to talk to the likes of yourselves and to be able to do things like this, it brings us on to another level that we never thought we'd get to. So we're grateful to Troy and yourselves for giving us the opportunity for that. The kids in the area and the kids around the place, dreams. Me and Bremo back to 1990, we all dreamt about being the next player for Ireland. This is starting to happen again, and it's great to see. It gives kids inspiration, it gives kids hope. To see the kids back out on the road with a football thinking that Troy Parrott scored a goal. It's just brilliant. It's amazing.
It really was.
Amazing. From Belvedere FC, of course, chairman of the club, John Hayden, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really do appreciate taking the time because he has been doing so much. And I think I heard something yesterday, Daniel. It was the comedian Colm O'Regan who said Troy Parrott's equaliser was the least Irelandy goal you'll see, and the winner was every Irish goal since 1988.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Including that Niall Quinn to Robbie Keane, which came to the commentator straight away. But it's actually very emotional listening to that this morning because that North Inner City and Sheriff Street specifically, I mean, Troy Parrott, Wes Houlihan, Kelly Harrington as well, all from that little square metre in North Inner City, and probably close second to Skibbereen in terms of per capita, the amount of sports stars that come from that area.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And it's absolutely insane. But Troy's Parrott himself, his interview after the game, I mean, I was an emotional enough guy as it was, and then I started listening to that interview. It was just incredible.
It? Because you've been through those dark days. You've been on here trying to dissect and find out where this Irish team have been going wrong in years gone by. To have a moment like yesterday, must have been so special.
I was at the game on Thursday, and it started there, and I don't know, I think it's probably the first time in ages going to a game I just didn't have any expectation. I think it's been beaten out of a lot of Irish fans, and and not through the players' fault, and we haven't tried to get on the players' fault, but it was just been that frustrating because it's been such a quick campaign. We were actually going to throw it away because of our results away to Armenia,
I just think it's kind of amazing that there's like a core 500 and 600 Irish supporters that travel everywhere with that team, and to think of those people, they've gone everywhere. They were over there at Budapest, there was more than that. But for the wilderness years, they have been with that Irish team everywhere. So fair play to every single one of those supporters today. The permutations for the playoffs. Listen, we know it's just the playoffs. We've got people who are making it through from the Nations League. We've got people who are making it. We've got it's all over the place.
And so you hear playoff and you think, well, we've got to beat one team. And I think I must have told 20, 30 people yesterday, just so you know, we have to beat two teams. But that's not enjoyed. And like with tournament football, when you win a game, it's fantastic. But you've got 4 days where we're probably going to lose the next game because we're not going to be winning a World Cup. Where this one, it's like we can bask in this glory for Christmas.
All the way to March.
All the way to March, do you know what I mean? I was like, wow, we have nothing. We can just enjoy the moment. And it is important to say there's nothing quite unites the country like the Irish football team. It's just absolute, like the text. You go, wow, that person was watching the game. That person was watching the game. 2 o'clock yesterday, it was just an incredible
FAI, get some jerseys out. There'll be a lot of Santa lists. Just going to let you know.
Can you just quickly, you can't give me all the permutations, but what sort of teams could be in that sort of draw that Ireland might have to face?
So the 12 second place teams, which we are, so we're in, and including Italy and a couple other big guns in there. But there are the likes of North Macedonia that could potentially be there, and you've got 4 Nations League, the highest ranked teams, and basically we're waiting on 2 results on Tuesday night to decide whether we're in pot 2, which will give us a home semi-final, or pot 3. Basically, there's 2 permutations there, so it's about 50-50. Because we'd love a home game, the Aviva, but again, they're one-off games, so it's a game on the 26th of March, I think, and then the 31st is the final, the playoff final.
We're finding out on Thursday where we are. We might know what pot we're in with that. So hope you're having a good morning.
And then the draw for the World Cup is the 3rd of December, which we will still be in, if you get me, because our playoff's not till March. So I mean, we can sort of work out roughly where we're
Brazil.
We can see where
Listen, feel like amazing. Like obviously the rugby fantastic on Saturday, but there's something special about that result. Particularly, we love being underdogs, don't we, as a country?
Absolutely. And as you said, the torturous years we've had. I captained UL. I used to play a lot of soccer before I ever played rugby, so I'm obsessed with it as well. But certainly watching that last night, I actually cried a little bit when the goal went in. And do you know what as well, guys? I'm listening to my 3 nephews constantly talking about Ronaldo, Kirkes, all these players that are with Liverpool. And I said to Martin, my nephew made up a Troy Parrott song. There was a bit of a beak or something in it. I was like, wow, that was after the game against Portugal. So God knows what they're after coming up with now after 3 goals. So it's unbelievable to hear that kind of stuff. And that's what we want for the kids.
It's an important point, though, because kids have Messi and Ronaldo jerseys and their favourite Premier League players, and that's just what they've watched for years. And to have a moment where the whole country is watching Troy Parrott. I mean, I've watched that goal. I don't know about anyone at home. I have watched it in the 3 figures, like 100 times.
Me too, last night.
The commentary, I've listened to it with Titanic music, and then that's welled me up again.
I just do it with Brazilian commentary.
I've listened to it.
I don't know. It just said goal.
I don't know what commentary or what country it was, but it sounded bloody epic.
Look at that. Look at that. Seamus Coleman.
But it was so, last night on Channel 4, we were one of the top stories on Channel 4 News, on BBC News. It's like, lads, Ireland might be going to the World Cup.
The World Cup needs Ireland. I mean, I'm not being biased here. It needs Ireland. The American World Cup needs Ireland. There's Irish people all over.
We're the best fans. We are.
We're the best. It's just again nothing. And the country needed this. I think it's been nearly 10 years since we've had a proper moment like this with Robbie Brady in the Euros. And as I mentioned, 4 days later we had another game. So it's almost we can bask in this glory.
We can bask in it till March. Who knows what's coming then?
And Ogbenes, hopefully his injury he's going to be.
Yeah, he's big. I thought that was going to be the difference. I thought
it was
coming off, but we
let's quickly touch on another hat-trick at the weekend. Mac Hansen, Ireland, stunning performance. Well, listen, not perfect, but a big win, particularly the fact that face the world champions South Africa this weekend.
Yeah, Tommy, we needed it, I think, going into that game on Saturday. It gives a good buzz around the squad. You could see Andy Farrell was smiling. It's probably a while since we've seen that. But the man, Mac Hansen, full back, just what he did, I think, was unbelievable. The last try in particular, just the hands on the ground and that aerial battle all game. We were kind of unsure with Keenan out and other full-backs, so it was good for him to get in there, and big battle next weekend, but a bit of smile on the faces after that, I think.
Give us your Mac Hansen line.
Oh, yeah.
Go on.
It was Joe Schmidt said it was the Australian boots. He'd one for Australia, one for Ireland. I said, maybe after all he was the best Australian on the pitch.
He sure was.
I love
fair, there weren't
so
many
much.
on the other team that would have their hand up. Listen, well done to Ireland. Well done to Ireland all over the weekend.
Poor
Well done
Scotland,
to
though.
Rory McIlroy as well.
Oh, God, Rory McIlroy.
So they won the golf, but McIlroy won the race to Dubai. So there you have it. Listen, very exciting weekend of sport. We're going to be discussing the sport and lots more as the show goes on. But Daniel Hussey, thank you for coming in to see you. Must be bleary-eyed this morning. And Fiona Hayes, former Irish international.
Cheers,
and congratulations to the Irish women who won in basketball against Bosnia, and they weren't meant to win at all. So it's been quite a weekend.